What is a WBS in project management? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about what a work breakdown structure is, how we should use it, and how we shouldn't use it, and what bearing it has on your project planning. So we're going to go into some really key definitions, and I know you're going to love this content. Okay, so first and foremost, a work breakdown structure can actually be used for program management, project management. It can be used in multiple different industries. I'm specifically talking about construction. The main place where you see a work breakdown structure is in work planning, in a CPM schedule. Now, a work breakdown structure will typically take your schedule, which will have time on the top and deliverable on the left, and break the project into smaller, I'm going to call them bite-sized pieces, but manageable pieces of work so that you don't have to manage too much at one time. Typically, the hierarchy goes like this: phases, deliverables, work packages, tasks and subtasks, resource alignment, and milestones, right? So that's how it's put together. Now, let me go ahead and give you a warning. In project planning, when you have time by deliverable, that is a two-dimensional schedule. Typically, the location and the description and how it ties to other activities is simply listed in the words of the activity description. That's not going to work, right? You have your noun, you have your verb, you have your location. That's not going to work. All construction scheduling or production planning within the construction time frame should be time by location. So time on the top, location on the left, and then the activities or work packages fit inside. Now you have a 4D schedule. So you have your time, X, Y, Z on the left, right? So you have, let's just do this in order. X, Y, Z are your first three dimensions, and then time is your fourth dimension up here. So it's a 4D schedule. And when you see the work packages cascading throughout basically the production plan, you can see motion, you can see movement. It becomes a three-dimensional image of what your project plan is in time, which represents movement. That's exactly how it should be. Now, the teaching of a work breakdown structure in the time by deliverable format has hurt the construction industry more than anybody can comprehend, because when you do it like that, you do not see trade flow, you do not see handoffs, you do not see relationships, you do not see problems, you do not see speed, you do not see efficiencies, you do not see bottlenecks, you do not see how you can optimize, you do not have the ability to zone it properly, and you do not have the ability to make the project go faster without hurting trade partners. Looking at a two-dimensional schedule would be like doing surgery, a critical surgery on somebody with simply a two-dimensional view. You need a three-dimensional view, and that surgery needs to be timed. You've got to have the other dimension. So when you have a time by deliverable work breakdown structure, it's detrimental. Let me talk to you about what that would look like. Let's just take a construction phase, and let me just talk to you about how it would typically be broken out by deliverable or by scope. So it would start with site preparation, and under that, it would be excavation, site utilities, then foundations, and then footings, slab placement, then superstructure, framing, roofing. So you are literally looking at this from, and I'm going to call it generic, but a deliverable or scope standpoint. And when you go to the roofing phase, you're just going to see in a CPM schedule a list of activities in a waterfall, logic tied together for the entire batched area. That is not how we should be doing it. What we need is a location breakdown structure, an LBS, where on the left you would see like foundations, right? And then you would see zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all broken out by location. You could say superstructure. Okay, perfect. Floor 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's broken up zone 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Location is firmly fixed in your breakdown structure in time. Then what you can do is create the work packages inside the actual production plan. And now if they're color coded, you can see flow, you can see the different speeds, you can see optimization, you can see your bottlenecks, you can see a problem with a zone, you can see a problem with an actual work package or a trade or a tact wagon. You can see everything that you need to see. Let me explain it like this. In a time by deliverable work breakdown structure, let's say that these are the amount of things you can see in your production plan. Then let's move over here in a time by location format with a location-based work breakdown structure. Now you can see all of these key things. The problem is we didn't really need these two things in the other format. We needed all of these other things. True lean, one-piece flow, your biggest bottleneck, right? How the trades go from zone to zone, how many zones we have, whether or not they're leveled. These are key considerations. You're probably thinking, J Money, this is a perfect video. I'm super gonna like and subscribe to this right away, but I still don't understand the concept. Let me just tell you a story. There was a project where in their CPM schedule, they had a time by deliverable work breakdown structure. It was broken down beautifully. It was one of the best CPM schedules I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely fantastic. And we couldn't see anything. There were a couple of things that were going wrong with it. First of all, you couldn't see trade flow, so the trades were starting to stack. Second of all, the activities were moving left to right, so the supply chain was disconnected. There were 2 or 3 major bottlenecks in the system, and they didn't know about it. And so immediately what we did is we came into the project, we took their, and we do this all the time, and we're actually developing an app to do this, to take the garbage CPM schedule and the wrong work breakdown structure and put it in a time by location format, and then we color coded all the trades. We saw beautiful flow, not really good, and then stacking. And really that project was going to move way past the promised substantial completion date. We saw that, we simulated a flow, got it into the right format. Here's the beautiful part of this story. We were able to see the speed that everyone was going. We were able to see what the bottlenecks were from a zoning standpoint. We were able to see the slowest trades and get them additional resources. We were able to align the supply chain. We were able to get the trades really good flow. All of these additional considerations that I'm talking to you about, we were able to see and model a plan. And then we issued a $0 change order, communicated it with and to the trades, got everybody aligned the supply chain, and that project finished a week early. It was absolutely fantastic. When projects don't do that, like for instance, there was a project down the road that finished, and same circumstances, same point in the job, but they didn't want our help. They didn't want J Money's help. I'm sorry, I couldn't help them. But they were like, no, we don't want your help. They finished 4.5 months late, minus $2.3 million. Half of the team quit, and they'll never do work for that owner again. The job I'm talking about, where we simulated flow and got the correct location-based work breakdown structure, we finished a week early. 30% of the team got promotions. They were awarded the next project without competition, and they met their fee targets. I mean, what do I have to do here? So whether you're using CPM scheduling or TAC planning, which is what you should be using, we need to ditch the normal work breakdown structure by deliverable, and we need to switch to location-based work breakdown structures. Now, if you're in design, or you're in commissioning, or you're in a manufacturing environment, you might be a little bit more open to some of these other work breakdown structure formats. I'm talking about construction, and it will always be by location. So that's my challenge. Do it by location. And I am going to, in the description below, link you to a blog post that will guide you on this. If you ever need resources or help, we have lots of resources. We have the book TAC Planning. We have the TAC Production System course. We have one-on-one coaching. We have consulting we can do. We can get your project in a spot where you're using the right location-based work breakdown structure so that you can create a production plan and not a wish list schedule. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.